What's up, guys? It's Joel Punchers Paintball. Today we are finally bringing you paintball news for July of 2024. I know that we've been off the channel for a little bit when it comes to paintball news, so we're back to bring you all kinds of good news on what's going on in the paintball world for July of 2024. So if you guys like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys after our intro. Okay guys, so we are here. It is kind of like the middle of July, and I do apologize that we didn't get to you guys in June, but you know, we've just been super busy going to events, pretty much 2 events every month. So it's been great to see people out at fields playing in tournaments and everything else like that. For all you guys that watch that are out of state, thank you guys so much for watching. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. First thing, shout out to Russian Legion. They killed it at the last NXL event. For those of you that aren't aware of basically what happened, NXL Dallas was canceled due to basically like a monsoon. We were there with our D3 line and it was just a mess on Sunday. So what they decided to do was move the Sunday finals for the pros into Thursday at the Mid-Atlantic Open, and they finished all of the divisional fields as well as semi-pro at NXL Dallas, but they left the pro division to be finished at Mid-Atlantic Open. That took place on Thursday, and my oh my, Russian Legion did not disappoint. It was a great finals match. J-Rab just made an excellent move to finish things off, and then on top of that, you know, they continued to move on. The NXL released the new layout at the end of Thursday's play into Friday's play for the pros, and it was different compared to everything else, which was interesting. I do think logistically it made sense for them to do it the way that they did. So shout out to the NXL just for, you know, trying to make it as best as they could. So it's basically a blind layout for the pros. You know, the first time that most of these guys had looked at it was Thursday night going into Friday morning, and it looks like Russian Legion did the best at adapting and really put on a performance all weekend long. Next up, guys, there's been some talk about the NXL reaching an agreement with ESPN so that the NXL paintball just in general is going to be on ESPN. I remember growing up, you know, like when I was a teenager, came on Saturday mornings, and it was really cool to see that. So I'm sure there's going to be further news. I know that some of the podcasts had meetings with Tom Cole, and he was talking about it on those podcasts, so make sure you check out those podcasts. I think it was either Spick and Span or Play the Game podcast. They had Tom Cole on. I think it was Play the Game podcast with Tyler Harmon and Marcelo regarding that. So super exciting to see that. I really do hope that they move forward with the agreement. You know, it'd be a great thing for the sport to get that extra exposure. I do know that there have been like a few Instagram reels that have been shared on ESPN, which is cool. So it's just further better exposure for our sport, which is awesome. In other news, guys, something else that's super exciting is that GI Sports / Core Outdoor is moving some paint production back to the United States. So that is going to be Gap Paintball Plant stationed near Reno, Nevada. So that's going to be good for a few different reasons. One, obviously, it's going to employ people here in the United States. So if you guys live out on the West Coast, make sure that you guys get your applications in to make paint for GI. On top of the fact that, you know, it's going to employ people, it's also from a store owner's perspective or a field owner's perspective. Logistically, it might make things a little bit easier for GI to make sure that we've all, you know, there's fresher paint and everything else like that. So kudos to them for doing that. I obviously think that Vulcan creating their paint on the East Coast with their new warehouse there probably had something to do with this, but overall I think it's, you know, a move in the right direction for everybody. I think it probably is saving them a little bit of money. It might cost them a little bit more money up front, but logistically it makes more sense than sending it from Canada. And then on top of that, it's really good for us paintball players, you know, to have paint production here in the US. Next thing on the list, going back to the NXL real quick that I forgot to mention, Hertz sponsorship seems to be going well. There is now links provided on the NXL website for you guys that want to book with Hertz. I know that I think it was with Dallas or Mid-Atlantic or maybe both of them that everything was booked up, so that's also good to see that the outside sponsors are doing well. Hopefully Hertz sticks with the NXL and continues their partnership, and maybe create some competition with other rental car companies, and they can really blossom from that. And the nice thing is, if it goes well with Hertz, hopefully that means that other outside sponsors will start to see that. I know that there's been other outside sponsors that have tried to come in, like Rain Energy Drinks. I know that they were at a few NXL events in the last year or two. They are not around anymore. They were also handing out stuff. They weren't selling stuff, which I'm sure most players would have probably bought that stuff because it was ice cold, and as we all know, carrying coolers and everything to these paintball events is tough. So but they're handing it out as a promotional item. I do know that, like me personally as a player, I started supporting them because of that. When I go to the gas station and get Rain instead of getting Monster, which was cool, and I think it was obviously effective and probably was effective for other players as well. So needless to say, guys, it's really good to see outside sponsors coming in and for them to be thriving. We want that in our culture, our paintball culture and industry. So kudos to Hertz for sponsoring the NXL and really helping us out. One other announcement, guys, that I'd like to make before we get into product releases for the month of July is that our very own Punisher's D3 X-Ball team beat Lone Wolf, believe it or not, in the finals at MSXL Ohio. Nothing but love for the Lone Wolf guys. But it was a really hard-fought battle. We beat them 2-1. Came down to a buzzer beater. They were coming down the field. We were able to defend them off. So kudos to our own D3 guys. It's time. Been working very hard off camera to get a dub, and it was good to see us be able to defend the home turf at MSXL Ohio, which is held at Level Up every year last weekend. So it was just really good, guys, and hopefully stay tuned. Hopefully there's going to be some NXL podiums in the near future. Last but not least, guys, we are going to talk about product releases for July 2024. As you guys can see here, I've got some great items. We've got the Geo R5 on my left. I'm up to almost 40,000 shots on this specific gun, guys, and it's been awesome. Fun fact, I was trying to go as long as I possibly could without lubing it. I got to a total of 26,000 shots. Jack Wood, if you're watching this, close your ears, or plug your ears. Basically, I was trying to do that to see how long it would last before I finally had to lube it. I decided before I played MSXL that I should probably lube the gun, so I did eventually cave, but at 26,000 shots, guys, switching out the SFR multiple times, I never had any issues. It's, obviously warm here in Ohio, summertime, so that might have an effect when it gets cold, but needless to say, with the brass SFR and the stainless steel SFR, it just has been working flawlessly, and overall just impeccable when it comes to that. So, and I was handing it out to different people at the event. I think everyone's been blown away with the way that this marker shoots, and some people like the way that it feels, some people don't. Some people think it's too long, extended in the hands. Other people really like the extra long feel. I personally am a person that favors it. We've had Cody on the channel talking about it quite a few times, and Cody's a snake player, so he's not crazy about it. So if you're a smaller player or you play a compact position like the one on the snake side, it might be too long of a gun for you. But other than that, guys, it's a phenomenal gun. 16 to 1700 shots off at 77, very reliable, and just an excellent smooth shooting gun. Definitely along the lines of the DSR Plus or the LV2 on the way it shoots. Next thing that we have here is the Bunker Kings new color pop packs. All these Bunker Kings pop packs are going to be $20 more than the previous model colors, but they are going to come with 8 free ESC pods. Obviously they're not free because they're paying $20 more than just the pod pack, but you are going to get some pods to make it worth that extra increase in price. We've got our new Empire Paintball collab Stupid Soft dry fits. Stupid Soft, they really are very breathable. More breathable than our previous dry fits, and they just knocked out of the park with these. I think they're a really cool design. And then last but not least, guys, we are starting to get some more Ultimate G-Tech 180Rs in. As you guys can see here, this Tokyo Fade. Shout out to those people that know the Tokyo Fade from the Planet Eclipse CSR. This was actually on recommendation from Outlaw Anodizing to do this, and I think they did an excellent job. For those of you that aren't aware of our Ultimate packages, it's going to come with a full insert kit as well as an extra anode trigger for most types of guns. That's the gig. So for most Planet guns, you're going to get 3 inserts as well as 2 different triggers, a deuce style trigger as well as a blade trigger. So this one's going to come with that. So that's all we've got for the month of July. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for staying patient with us. Sorry that we didn't get to you guys in June. If you guys have anything else to add, make sure that you drop it in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.